You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hello, my name is C, and I am a recording artist from Rwanda in Africa. You're listening to the best internet radio station in the USA with Jerry Royce Live and Positive Power 21.
Yeah. I just wanna have a good time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just wanna have a good time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just living my life. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just living my life. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just wanna have a good time, chilling with the fam, showing them life is much more than having an open hand, taking trips cause I got it, making them sport riding, teach my daughters to treat themselves like a Maserati, teach my sons to be kings, have a wife that's bout it, to show life, go and live it, and make sure Christ is all in it. He's coming back for a church without a spot of blemish, making sure you are living and moving in God's image, nothing more, nothing less, gotta move with finesse, give him honor, give him glory until your very last breath, nothing more, nothing less, gotta move with finesse, give him honor, give him glory until your very last breath. I just wanna have a good time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just wanna have a good time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just living my life. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just living my life. Whoa. I just wanna have everything I couldn't do as a kid, I'm doing it now. My son told me he loves me and that I make him proud. That's motivation for me to keep pressing towards the mark and never get complacent and always keep me a spark. That's my world, man, I swear it is. Right before I leave the house, I give him a kiss and then I go handle biz, making sure I'm the perfect example for him to be like. Teach them how to endure, stay strong and fight this good fight. Life is what you make it. I know it sounds cliche, but I'm living proof from being broke to having a payday. Life is what you make it. I know it sounds cliche, but I'm living proof from being broke to having a payday. I just wanna have a good time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just wanna have a good time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just living my life. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just living my life. I just wanna have a good time. So hot that it's melting ice. All in all, this is not an auction, ain't no asking price. I mean, he paid it with his life. Marvelous, let him take you higher. Hop up on his plane, but don't mind the turbulence. When I talk, I'm spitting blood. Tuberculosis, man, they run into this earth like it's a flood. Osmosis, they crazy if they thinking they equal to God, G. Warning come before destruction, gotta kill that pride. Man, I walk it like I talk it, you will never beat this army. Ain't nobody out here better than us. Now get behind me, unless you wanna join forces and go catch these bodies. They sick and we gotta keep bringing them hot toddies. And the Lord is my shepherd, we should never walk. He just wants obedience, not give him what he wants. Lift his name up, scream it at the top of your lungs. It's Jesus, 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 man, that's who we belong. So ain't no competition when there's God over everything. Christ loves you and Christ reigns, yeah, every day. DDL in the building and we overcoming everything. Trying to bring glory to his name and we staying in our own lane, own lane, man, we staying in our own lane, own lane, man, we staying in our own lane, own lane, man, we staying in our own lane, own lane, and you know it, man, that favorite smell good when I walk through. Spirit feeling super refreshed, just had a mountain move. Faith high and pride low, that's how I operate. I move when he move, we never separate. I'm sticking to the script and I'm studying all the lines. Enthusiastic with it, I'm radical in my prime. They say I lost my mind, no, I just gained it. The Lord has helped me obtain it. It's made up and I ain't changing it. Eyes haven't seen and them ears haven't heard the things that Christ is preparing for those who he loves. Be as wise as a serpent, but as harmless as a dove. Stay focused and know the strength is coming from up above. And we swagged out, saved with amazing grace, G. And we heavyweights, we ready to rumble in any ring. If God be for us, then who can be against us? They gotta go through him just to even touch us. Ain't no competition when there's God over everything. Christ loves you and Christ reigns, yeah, every day. DDL in the building and we overcoming everything. Trying to bring glory to his name and we staying in our own lane, own lane. And we staying in our own lane, own lane. And we staying in our own lane, own lane. And we staying in our own lane, own lane. And you know it all. Ain't no competition when it's God over everything. Christ loves you and Christ reigns, yeah, every day. DDL in the building and we overcoming everything. Trying to bring glory to his name and we staying in our own lane, own lane. And we staying in our own lane, own lane. And we staying in our own lane, own lane. And we staying in our own lane, own lane. And you know it all.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in the Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power, a double X.
Positive Power 21.org, Internet Radio.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
That's right. You tell them, little buddy. You tell them you're listening to Late Night with Jerry Royce Live Worldwide right here on the Maryland Gospel Live, coming out of Owings Mills, Maryland, and Chestertown, Maryland. Shout out to all of our FM listeners and our podcasters. That's right, listening to us live streaming on Spreaker Radio Live. That's right, y'all. Right out of the beautiful Maryland. I hope everybody had a great week. That's right, it's hump day. Still got 2 more days left before the weekend. We'll be glad to have you guys here. And you just heard 2 cuts by JCain. He's going to be joining us at 8:15, so hold tight, Eastern Standard Time. And we just heard Good Time and Own Lane. That's right, coming out of CMG Music Group. All right, again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. And we appreciate having you guys right here on Maryland Gospel Live. We're on the Positive Power Double XI Christian Network. That's right, Christian Media. That's right. You guys interested in finding out a little bit more about us, going out to positivepower21.org, positivepower21.org. You see, we do a little bit of cable television production. We do internet radio. So if you're one of those people out there, you want to kind of try it out, you want to be a guest on our show, go ahead and enter your email. That's right. Hit me up at jerryroycelive@gmail.com. That's jerryroycelive@gmail.com. I know a lot of you guys don't have promoters, but we do cast people for our shows that don't have promoters. Yes, I know the promoters are kind of expensive right now, and some of you can't meet the retainer. That's right, because you're not working. Some of us we're not doing any productions right now. We're not touring, no events. So that means no money. And a lot of us trying to get music together. That's right, so we can get ready for the summer because some places are opening up. That's right, we just heard Texas, Maryland, Mississippi. Yeah, they going for it. I think Florida already been open and spreading the good news to all of us, unfortunately. But anyway, be careful out there, family. I know that, the stimulus checks are about to arrive. I think that they're looking at the end of March, maybe the end of this week. Not this week, but next week. And they try and get your money. They want you to spend your money at those venues. That's right. But you got to be careful because I tell you, man, I've been out there on some of those Facebook groups where a lot of my friends who are living with immune deficiencies, their immune system not as strong as others, so they dealing with disabilities with their respiratory system. Let's just say their endocrine system is out of whack, and they rely on a lot of medication to stay alive. And so one bout with pneumonia or SARS, and it's the end of the road for a lot of them. And some of them already experienced a little bit of COVID. They said feel like they got hit by a train. If you ever got hit by a car before, or even got hit by a bike, I ain't talking about motorbike, that's not a good feeling when you get hit by a train. So, we've been keeping those people in our prayers. I usually go out there on those pages and check and see how, some of our frequent posters are doing. And a lot of people have lost parents, grandparents. So that, when you lose your grandparents and it was no fault of their own, they just trying to make it. But somebody gave a holiday party and everybody rolled up in there without the mask or testing and exposed the grandparent. Maybe one got exposed. Grandpa don't. He ain't all that big on hugging. He might just give you a little dap here and there. But grandma one good hug. But you left her with more than just a hug. And now she's hospitalized and she's not going to leave. That's the reality, y'all. I lost my great aunt in April. We didn't find out till Thanksgiving when we make our holiday calls. Yeah, because, we don't talk to her that often because she lives in she was living in one of those retirement facilities. And we really didn't know where she really was because her niece be moving her around and she wasn't like on our side of the family. But anyway, make a long story short, my mom was kind of keeping tab on my auntie by, because they had like internet connections, and she called the front office, see how she doing and everything. My aunt kind of don't have it. She didn't have it together up top. She asked you the same question about 50 times in 5 minutes. But you just want to know how she's doing. Well, we got the news that, she wasn't with us. She left us in April 2020. And it was so sad about it because my great aunt was she was very devoted to the word of God. If she picked up the phone, I was always hoping my grandmother picked up the phone, because when auntie picked up the phone, it was going to be a sermon. Yeah, because she was evangelist. It was going to be a sermon and some scriptures. So Batman had to be ready. I had to have my laptop with me when I talked to her, because she heard I was a minister. So I had to be ready. I was dealing with auntie. I couldn't handle too much in person that well, but I was handling on the phone. But she was impressed. But she's not with us, and she was very devoted to the word of God. It was just sad that, someone like her that's, she lived to be, I think, 102 years old, and didn't get a service, didn't get the proper burial. Yeah, nobody want to go out like that. We hearing all the time a lot of these funeral homes are backed up, and people can't have, you just can't honor them the way you want to. Some of these people were very instrumental in our communities. A lot of neighbors I grew up with, man, they were role models, mentors, but we weren't able to send them, give them a decent homegoing service. That's sad. Yeah. So, we gotta protect us out here. A lot of the ballparks, baseball, it's gonna be opening up. Yep. So that's gonna be interesting. And I got a neighbor he works for 2 major hospitals, and he said the doctors are concerned. Even though everybody got the shot, but it's not what you think it is. So it's just another layer of defense, they said. That's really what it is, just to make it so that, when you go in the hospital, you can come out. That's basically what it does. It just makes the symptoms not as bad. But man, I've been hurting just from the shot. Yeah. I had rough 3 days, and I have a couple friends said the same thing. They said they was teleworking, they still couldn't get up for work. Yeah, rough mornings. So anyway, I got a chance to see a little bit of television. Got a chance to watch the documentary with Alexander O'Neal. I don't know if you guys remember him, but he had a big hits in the 80s, like 83, 84, and I think almost close to the 90s. He was around for 10 years before he made it big. He actually had a scholarship to play college football. So he played 1 year, and then he decided he was going to give himself 10 years in the music industry, and he was going to go for it. He was going to give himself 10 years. If nothing happened, he was going to just become a truck driver. That's what he said. But he got hired by Prince. Prince had a group called, I think it was called Flight Time, and then later became Time with Morris Day and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. And then Prince Alexander was kind of asking about the paper. He wanted to know how much he was going to get paid. He was concerned. He wanted to know. Why not? He wasn't trying to be working for free, And so Prince fired him, just like that. And then I think after he left, I think Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jam had a little concern. I think they might have been questioning Prince what happened. And they got fired. yeah, Prince ain't play. So anyway, make a long story short, they went to write for Alexander O'Neal, and he went out to hit it big. Got signed by I think this label out of I want to say it was Ohio, but I think I got that maybe getting that confused with the Ohio Players documentary I was watching. But anyway, it's some really good documentary. I saw them on I think it was through TV One, the Unsung. I think it's called Unsung. And so it was really interesting to see. And as songwriters and musicians, you guys really should pay attention to these shows because, even today, you're hearing how the guys from Tony, which they call themselves 3TOB. I think that's what they call themselves, 3TOB. They actually have a group out, and they're putting some music out now. And they just released, I think, 2 songs. We had them on the show. And also, and they got a documentary out there. And also we had another artist. You probably hear a little bit about Dawn Robinson from In Vogue. She's out there. She's about to release an EP. We're hoping to have her on the show real soon. And so these people, talking about, how their contract was so bad. Sometimes you're so excited, you let that go. You just, they throwing money on the table like $100,000. You're like, oh man, they start me out with $100,000. You gonna sign? Because you're looking at, bills that need to be paid. People need help in your family. So just be careful out there, y'all. Even when it's time to sign with a promoter, you want to know exactly, tell them, put it on paper. What am I paying you to do? You want to know. And if things go bad like pandemic, is it going to go over to 50%? But you're going to put me on podcast, FM radio, some Zoom calls. You want to know what you're going to get out of that money. Because I heard some Zoom calls that went pretty bad with some of the artists, and they weren't happy campers. That's right. They talking to radio stations that only have like an audience of 2 people. They're very disappointed. But anyway, let's talk to my man JCain and see what he know about the industry. Here on Maryland Gospel Live, we like to know about what's going on in the industry. What share your business so the other people coming behind you will not make the same mistakes. Because it's all about promotion. All right. What's going on, JCain? Welcome to WKHS 90.5 FM, Positive Power, WXI. You on Maryland Gospel Live. How you doing, brother?
Yo, what's going down, man?
Yeah. Hey, love that music, brother. Good time on lane. You dropping it, man. You dropping it. Love it. So tell us,
glory to God, man.
Yeah, tell my audience, man, a little bit about yourself. How do you label yourself, and tell us a little bit about your musical background. I've read your bio, so I kind of know. They don't know, but in your own words, tell us who is JCain.
Yeah, so JCain, man, I am from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, man. I've been here. I was born here, but I moved back when I was in middle school and moved to Tennessee, man, and I actually didn't have a really good relationship with my pops, but my pops has always been around music. Like, he recorded for people like Denise LaSalle and this one guy who did blues music. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Right.
But listening to him as he was recording them, and I was like, man, this is cool, And then I got in the booth and did a track called "Let Me Show You How It's Done." But it was like super whack, man. I was like, let me show you how it's done. Being tough doesn't mean you even have to have a gun. Stop the killing, son. So yeah, man. So yeah, dude. Like, ever since then, man, music has just always been a huge part of my life, man. And then once I got saved, I was doing Christian rap. Like, I'll be 32 in a matter of 12 days.
Wow.
I turned 32 on the 22nd.
Happy birthday.
So, man. Yeah, appreciate it, man. So I've been doing Christian rap before I even knew it was popular, man. Like, I would just be at my church, and I went to one of those old school churches, man, where there was like That's not of God. You can't rap to God. The Bible doesn't say rap unto the Lord a new song. It says sing unto the Lord a new song. So I went to one of those churches, man, and, you know, they kind of shut me down, dude. And then once I realized, actually, the very first Christian rapper I heard was it was a group. It was called Human Emergency, and I was like, "Oh snaps! They talking about Jesus, man!" and ever since then, dude, I just kind of just took flight, man, and just ran with it, you know. So I just give all honor and glory to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, man, for just allowing me to have the ability to do this, man, and I really love it. And people be pouring into my life, man. And like I'll be telling a lot of people that I know that all of my musical equipment that I have was given to me, dude. I haven't had to buy anything. Like I record and do everything out of my own house, man.
Wow, that is a blessing.
Yeah, bro. Everything was given to me, man.
Awesome, man. So you gave your life to Christ at an early age. So, you know, of course, a lot of times when that happened, you know, through our walk in life, you know, in the secular world, things do happen. You have a little bit too much fun, or, you know, things just happen out of your control. So tell us a little bit about what was going on when you gave yourself to Christ. What was going on in your life?
So at the time, man, my mom, we grew up in church, you know, and while we were going to church, man, we were homeless. So I didn't even realize we were homeless. I just remember trying to beat my little sister to the back of the station wagon so I can get the more room, you know.
Wow.
And we were going to church and stuff, and you know, my mom, she forced us to usher and, you know, stuff like that. So like I got saved because my mom was like, you need to get baptized and this, that, and the third. But I really got saved, man, when I was, what am I, 32? Like I really got saved, bro, when I was probably about 24. Like when I really had the idea of who Christ really was and how he came and impacted my life. So how I came to Christ, I had one of those weird, crazy encounters. Like, I was smoking some weed, man, and then I just start tripping, and I'm like, man, who is talking to me? And like, there was nobody in the car, bro. Like, I'm just sitting there tripping, and this person's like, yeah, you don't like this feeling, do you? Now I'm going to make this miserable for you.
Wow.
And dude, when I tell you that was the most craziest trip I ever had in my life, dude, like I felt like I just wanted to sleep it off, but I couldn't sleep, you know? And I'm like, man, let me just eat it off. And as soon as I eat something, I'm just puking it back up. And like, it was the most miserable trip in my life. And I'm just like, God, if you get me out of this, I promise you I'm going to serve you, you know? And then I was just, you know, ever since then, bro, like I've been serving God, bro. Like I ain't even thought twice about that weed.
Wow. So you was a young man. I guess were you still in school when you guys were living out of her car? Were you still in school?
Yeah. I was in elementary school at the time.
Wow. So mom was able to still carry on life despite the fact that you guys had a smaller space to live in. Just all it was just a smaller space. Was she working?
Yeah.
Was she still employed?
Yeah, so she was working, man. And then just to kind of tell a little bit more of the story, so we were going from like people's houses that, I mean, now that I'm older, I understand that it was homeless shelters, but I would always I never understood why I had so many aunties. You know, like, oh, this is your auntie Veronica. Oh, this is your auntie Stephanie. And I'm like, oh, okay, I got a lot of aunties. And not realizing that these were just the owners of these homeless shelters. You know, they was just taking us in, and we had our own little room and stuff. And, you know, and it's stuff like that, bro, that keeps me humble, you know, because, you know, at times we can get so caught up into life and get caught up into the materialistic things that we forget about the things that God brought us out of.
Yeah.
You know, so it's things like that, man, that keeps me humble, because when I think about times like that, I'd be like, okay, God, it wasn't nobody but you, you know, and how we really overcame that, man. My mom ended up meeting a dude named William Cunningham. I'll never forget this brother, man. His name was William Cunningham, and he just gave my mama a house. Wow. And he was like, hey, I'm gonna have your boys fix the house up. So that was our payment to basically getting in the house, was helping him fix it.
Wow.
You know, and then that's when she just really just started, you know, getting a job. Like, she was working, but she couldn't really do much because, you know, she had to pick us up from school, and then she had to still try to find a place to stay, and we had to be in these homeless shelters before a certain time.
Right.
So yeah, bro, like, man, when I tell you my story, bro, like, I don't have one of those crazy, you know, stories like my mom was on drugs. Like, I mean, being homeless is hard enough, but the way we were homeless, bro, it was almost as if it was an adventure. You know, because she didn't make it known. Like, we always made sure our uniform was clean. You know, nobody at the church knew we were homeless or anything. Like, my mom never asked anybody for anything, but people just kind of kept pouring into her. And I think the strength that she had for Christ is the reason that I have the strength that I have for Christ.
It kind of reminds you of that movie that Will Smith was in when that guy was living in like the bathrooms of the bus station, and they were still washing up and making it to work. Nobody knew at the job. I think one boss had an idea that something wasn't right, and he wanted to help him. Yeah. So, and it's something how you starting to hear these kind of stories during this time that people were like, now, you know, homelessness is like part of the, you know, pandemic in the world. You know, of course, the government hasn't labeled that, but and look how much money they pouring into, you know, because everybody's being affected. But just think about all the people of color who's being affected by homelessness. That money that they pumping out there now, they're gonna run right through that $1.9 trillion, just like they gave, I think, 2 or 3 to the banks when it first was announced that we had a pandemic this time last year. And of course, the banks ran through that money. But just think if they would have invested that money like in territories and land and put up small modular homes, or even if it was trailer homes, it's better than living out of your car or and you know, other people's places, you know, living rooms and dining rooms. You hear those stories so common now. People just going from house to house, you know, looking for help. And then in your mom's case, she had 2 kids. You know, it's kind of hard to work a nighttime job. It was 4 of you. 4 of you.
Yeah, I got 2 older brothers and I have a little sister. So my older brother, he really didn't have to experience it as much because he was in and out of jail. That was my oldest brother, but my second oldest brother, Josh, we experienced it a little bit together. And my little sister, we experienced it together. So, yeah, man, she was doing that with 4 kids. Bro.
Right. So it was hard for her to even take on a nighttime job to double up on her income because she had to worry about you guys having a place to rest. So, you know, kudos to her, you know, stepping up to the plate. Now you guys were blessed. Somebody stepped up to the plate, answered her prayers, got you guys in the home. You learned how to do some carpentry and some handyman work. Now, you know, you're growing up. I guess you're in high school. Did you get a chance to go to college? Did you any type of continuing education programs? How did you do for yourself after that period?
Yeah. So, after that period, man, we just kind of, you know, after we moved into that house that Will got us, Mom started working a couple jobs. And then for me, I was in at that time I was in middle school. So, you know, we got through it. And then for me, I didn't, back then, before Walmart or McDonald's had all these crazy restrictions, like I would wait until closing time. And then I would just sweep and take out the trash and stuff, and they would just give me all the leftover food, and I'll take that to the crib.
Right.
But, you know, to fast forward, yeah, I mean, I went to college and stuff, but I didn't graduate because my mom, she ended up hitting hard times, and I had to move back to Wisconsin to help her out. But yeah, man, I mean, all is well now, man. Like, but you know, thanks to God, bro. Like we're doing pretty decent, man. I mean, like I said in one of my songs, I ain't rich, but I got a couple dollars. You know what I mean?
That's right. So now you're a father. You have your own kids. How many kids do you have?
So I have 4 biological children, and then I adopted one. You know, I was in high school, man, and I was 16, dude, and talking to this chick, man, and she got pregnant, and, you know, I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to have a baby, you know, and then I didn't find out that she wasn't mine, man, until she was 5, but I had already signed a birth certificate and everything, so I was like, skip it. That's my daughter, and she's 14 now, so, So yeah, man. So that's why I say I got 4 biological and one adopted. But that's my biological daughter. So I got 5 of them bad boys.
All right. So you married? Engaged? Where are you right now?
Yeah, right now, yeah, man. I'm definitely married, man. Me and my wife, we've been together since 2010. So yeah.
All right.
So yeah, man, I'm married right now.
All right, congratulations. So she's in with you. Does she have an instrumental piece in your career? Is she invested?
Nah, man. She don't get too involved in it, man, because she's seen some ups and some downs. Like, I done got burned so many times doing this music thing, man. And I would have never thought that it would happen in the Christian industry.
Mm-hmm.
But, it was times, dude, where I used to drive out to Illinois for this dude, man. And, I would write songs and stuff like that. And he would be like, yeah, man, I'm going to pay you, man. Never pays me, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'm writing songs for some of his artists, not getting paid. The next thing I know, I hear my music on this radio station.
Wow.
I'm not seeing any money from it. Yeah, man, it was just
no writing credits.
I just was getting burned, bro. So she's not even invested in it at all. She's just like, hey, that's your thing. If that's what you want to do, go ahead.
Yeah, so you're right. So you're doing business without no agreements, no paper, no contracts. So I guess that's what she saw. So that means, in other words, you was kind of a little bit ignorant of the business part of it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah. I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
You just had the talent.
I was getting...
Yeah, just had the talent.
Yeah. I was just showing up to these places and performing and not realizing that, people that was getting me there was getting paid, but I wasn't.
So let's get this guy. He got a lot of talent. The writing's on the wall. All right, JCain, look, we're going to take a quick station break. You're listening to WKHS 90.5 FM, Chestertown, Maryland. We're broadcasting out of Owings Mills, Maryland Gospel Live, right on Positive Power WXI. We also streaming on Spreaker Radio Live, everybody. If you want to check us out, just going out to Spreaker and type in Jerry Royce Live. Catch all of our podcasts. We have over 25 channels out there. You can find all our shows on Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeart, Google, just to name a few. And, of course, the big station, pray.com. And we appreciate all our overseas listeners that's so supportive, downloading our shows and all the stations that's carrying us around the world. We appreciate you guys. Also, don't forget, y'all, you can also catch us on cable television. That's right, the whole Positive Power family is airing Thursday starting at 10:30 with the Red Room with Shay Samuels. Then we got the My Journey with Paula G, The Voice. And then at 11:30, you have Lakeisha Mosley's show. So you catch all those shows on the Cab TV 25 in Atlanta, Georgia. You can go out to the Earth Channel, or you can just type into cab25.com if you don't live inside the Atlanta metropolitan area or DeKalb County. You can catch it outside by just going to their website, decab25.com. Also, later on that night on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, coming out of the Bronx. That's right, on BronxNet, multi-channel cable network. That's right, BronxNet, the big one. That's right, they have Emmys and all that good stuff. You can catch Paula G on the BX Inspire channel. That's right. Just go out to bronxnet.org and look for BX Inspire at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and catch My Journey with Paula G. And all of our recent episodes, Paula G has been blessed with 61 episodes, y'all. Man, time has flown. 3 years of television, cable television. That's right. Not everybody has disconnected the cable. That's right. Some of us still can afford it and getting strong signals. That's right. I know who not on cable. We be trying to do Zoom. I can tell. So anyway, that's it. That's what we got going on for Thursday. Of course, we pretty much on TV Monday through Sunday. In Atlanta, we're going to be airing in North Carolina on the People's Channel. That's right, Skeet Jones. That's right, the puppet show. Skeet Jones and the Magical Puppet Playhouse is going to be airing on the People's Channel in North Carolina, Door and Chapel Hill, real soon. We let you guys know. Also, he's going to be airing in the Bronx, in District 7 with Boys to Men. That's right. It's part of the My Brother's Keepers program. He's going to be airing inside the school system. I don't know what the channel is right now, but we'll let you guys know. But you can catch him on DeKalb County at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on DeKalb 25.com on 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or on Comcast Xfinity if you're living inside Atlanta, Georgia, as well as you catch 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget about music video profiles, airing all the top independent gospel, Christian hip hop, and gospel music videos, airing on music video profiles with Sky. That's right. And she's been nominated for 2 awards coming out of Brooklyn. That's right, Brooklyn, y'all. You can catch the show at 1 p.m. and also airing overseas in Africa at 10 a.m. GMT time. I think it's GMT time. All right. So you also can catch it over there, out there in Johannesburg, South Africa. That's right, y'all. Spreading the love, y'all, for y'all music. Y'all been rocking it too. All right. We're talking to JCain right here on the Maryland Gospel Live. So JCain, all right, we just finished getting all that out of the way. I know people said, man, y'all got a lot going on. Yes, God has blessed Positive Power, y'all, so we can bring media. Because just think about it, y'all. If you think about what BET did for our people back in the 80s and 90s, made a lot of African Americans household names. Just think about it. Michael Jackson and Alexander O'Neal and Chevelle. Now, today, Jay, I had an opportunity to sit back and relax. Batman normally don't have an opportunity to sit back and just watch TV. We always editing. I'm always communicating with clients and my team, my staff, because a lot of them in college and everything. So I got to try to keep up, see they doing my work. So I had an opportunity to sit back and relax and watch the Ohio Players. Do you remember the Ohio Players coming out of Ohio? Do you remember them, Jay? Did they sound familiar?
The Ohio Players?
Oh man, look, you got to look them up. I know you're a Christian hip hop artist. You probably only listen to gospel music, but in case you want to find out what good music sounds like, I'm talking about horns and saxophones and percussion instruments, double neck guitars. You got to check out the documentary on the Ohio Players on Unsung. It talks about their journey, and this was an interesting story, Jay. I'm going to tell you why I like this story. I had, I'm not sure if you remember Tony. They the one sang a song called It's My Anniversary. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they were all homeboys. Believe it or not. Homeboys and cousins, relatives, first cousins. First cousins like your brother, man, because the siblings,
right,
the siblings had, had families and they first cousins. So they talked about how in Oakland, it was a lot of bands, a lot of people playing in their backyards, but a lot of those backyard bands got signed to music contracts. And I ain't talking about little small contracts, man. It was big contracts, man. So what happened was, if you remember how it was if you was ever in a DJ group, you know how you have the guys that take care of the business, then you have the guys that are just the workers, whether they the DJs or they the stage crew, the crew that moves everything, So anyway, It seemed like they had divided the group where you had the 2 or 3 that was handling the business that was with the lawyers and the record executives meetings, and then you had the ones who didn't go. They just did what they told. Hey, dude, we need a new song. We can ready to have rehearsal. We can ready to travel. And they said, okay, I'm gonna be ready, man. Meanwhile, them guys making millions of dollars buying homes and cars and cash money, driving Ferraris and stuff and Corvettes. And the other half of the group didn't know where they was getting the money from. It's like, so anyway, what happened to them didn't happen with the Ohio Players. They all sat down together and said, everybody's going to be signed as a songwriter. Unlike what happened to you. You don't know that when those guys, that music go out there, you get credit royalties for being a songwriter forever, as long as that song being played. So Ohio Players, they sat down and I think it might have been like 8 of them, maybe 10. It was a big group. But everybody got credit as a songwriter, no matter if you contributed to that cut or not, because they wanted everybody to be paid the same. And they understood the business. The only thing took them down was that they made so much money that, because they toured like 200, they did 200 tours a year, okay? And I think they had about 3 or 4 albums. But during that time, they were being investigated, by Uncle Sam. I ain't gonna put out those 3 initials, right? So some of the members owned like more than 1 or 2, 3 houses because they probably was taking care of other family, like they had other girls and kids and stuff, and it was, so it was showing up, You know how you got to pay property tax and all that stuff. They must have been missing a lot of stuff. So it attracted attention. Yeah. So a lot of them lost their homes and their cars because they owed like so much money to Uncle Sam. And it happened to about two or three of them. And then they got locked up for tax fraud. What a lot of people didn't realize that all employers don't always take the money out for taxes. So record labels weren't taking the money out. They were just giving them the big checks and just let them worry about it. A lot of them didn't have accountants like that. Just go right to the bank. Right. So make a long story short, that broke up the group. Now, today, I think it's two members that's still out there performing, and they're trying to have a reunion tour and everything. But just think, man, I think that group grew popular in the 70s, right? The other groups like Tony and them came along afterwards. But because, we didn't have access to media like we do now, the guys in Oakland didn't know what was happening in Ohio. If they would have known, the story of how you got to have your business in place, it probably would have never happened. And it happened to a lot of people. You hear about Willie Nelson. I don't know if you know Willie Nelson, but he's a big time, I think he was bluegrass or blues, kind of like Woodstock, whatever he was playing, rock and roll, or something like that. Yeah, I think it was rock and roll. Right. He got taken down by Uncle Sam for not paying millions and millions in taxes because all the money he was making in tours, special engagements. So that is some of the horror stories you hear about a lot of our celebrities that was in music. You very seldom hear too much about that happening to people in Hollywood, except for we did hear about that happening to Wesley Snipes, but I think he gave us a different spin on that story. A lot of it had to do with their accountants weren't doing the work what they supposed to been doing. They relied entirely on their business partners or accountants, supposed to be doing that for them. So, just keep that in mind, family. If you make it big, you gotta figure out what you owe Uncle Sam. It's online. They'll tell you. For sure. Yeah. All right. So we just wanted to drop that, man. But you got to look that up, man. Ohio Players, man. They had songs like Fire. They was really simple with their songs too. It was always one or two words. They had one guy that was really good with rhymes. Okay. And he would just name the titles like they had a song called Love Roller Coaster. It was a lot. They had a lot of hits, man. A lot of hits. I remember a lot of those hits. So anyway, you look them up, man. Just to study, successful groups. This is something you want to do. You want to manifest success in your life as you move forward because it's tough out there in the music industry. Now, tell us a little bit about so far where you at right now, man. I understand you on the CMG. So how did that relationship happen with CMG?
I was doing, so like what I do, I usually I pick a random day of the week, maybe once every 2 weeks, and I just drop freestyles. I just be on my way to work or something, and I just drop a freestyle. On
social media?
I kick the freestyle, on social media. Mm-hmm. So I kicked the freestyle, man, on social media, and then he must have liked it, the owner. He must have, his name is Dwayne. He must have liked it. And then he hit me in my inbox and was like, yo, that was fire. Send me a track. So I sent him a track that I did. And I typically do like one free track once a month just so I can keep stay relevant, so people will be like, okay, I done heard that album. Now what's next? Right. In today's time, man, music is like breakfast. People gotta have something fresh all the time.
That's right.
So I was dropping free joints every month. So I sent them a track called Eureka, and that was one of the tracks that I had literally just finished recording, like maybe a day before. Sent it to him, and he was geeked. He was like, "Oh, that's fire!" And he was like, "Yo, we got to do some work together. We got to work." So, we chopping it up, and working a few things out. But yeah, man, like I love that brother, man. He got a good spirit, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I met Corinth a couple years ago, man. He was on the ground right here in the Baltimore area, man, promoting his label and climbing, doing performances and networking. Yeah. All right. Good story, man. Good story. So you got discovered. Your story kind of reminds us a little bit of what we hear about Justin Bieber, man, how he got discovered by Usher. He was performing on YouTube or something and got discovered. Yeah, it can happen. You know, social media.
Oh, wow.
That's right. So remember, man, got to protect yourself. Get your credits for your songwriting ability. So you got to get your copyright. You got to send your copyrights in. And I think I looked up the copyrights, everybody. I think it costs you like $35. And I think you can file as many titles as you want, you know, your music on the application, upload it, and it's done. You know, it's not like it costs you $300-$400 like you're getting a trademark or something. It's copyrighting. You just copyrighting your music. You never know. Your music is floating around on social media. Next thing you know, you watching a Disney movie or a TD Jakes movie or whoever, or at a stage play, and you hear your song. You're like, what the heck?
Right, for sure.
Yeah, so you got to protect yourself because you can always pull that stuff up, have your entertainment lawyer, you know, present them with the facts, and then they say, oh, we owe you some money then. You know, we didn't know. This person gave it to us. Yeah. So you got to protect yourself out there. That's what this is all about, y'all. Right here on Maryland Gospel Live is protecting your talent. That's right. Your what they call it, intellects or something like that. Intellectual power.
Sure. And then, And then I wanted to run something by you too, real quick. So yeah, man. So it's CSMG, Centerstone Media Group, Squad 2911.
Yes.
So yeah, man. They're some good dudes, man. Good brothers, man. They really, really love God, man. There's some women in the group too, man, that really have a heart for God.
Yeah.
And I really and this group right here, man, like I don't work with some Christians or some believers, man, who was just not appealing to my spirit. Like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and pass on you. But, you know, but these dudes, man, Israel Shalom, man, these dudes, man, they really have a heart for God, man, and I really, I'm glad to be a part of the family, man, and I love what they're doing, man, and I love the ministry that's coming about.
That's right.
I just want to throw that out there, man.
Yeah, they're good people, man. Yeah, we've been dealing with what we call them the Corinth for a good long time here. We've been, you know, promoting his music and his artists here for a good long time, and had an opportunity to get him on film. Probably one of the best performances we ever filmed. And we filmed a lot of people, man. People have gotten the key to their city. People have been seen on Empire and Greenleaf, and you know, people have made it far. Grammy-nominated people, and I still say his performance was way up there at the top, man. He gave it up, man. So, yeah. Any more than anything with him, I say you learn stage presence because he's aware of where the cameras are. You know, who's hyping him up. You know, sometimes I think it's like a little formula that artists use because, you know, like sometimes you come up with a new song and you with a group of, you know, audience that is not familiar with your music. You have to find something that's going to give you that fire so you can bring them up, you know. So he's really good at that, man. Really, really good at that. Definitely have to give him kudos. I'm glad to see he has you guys out there on social media spitting rhymes and showing people fresh material. I see he does that Facebook Live and I think it's Zoom and that kind of. Have you been involved with some of the competition?
What do you mean by the competition?
Yeah, he has some kind of event where artists are like a battle. I think it's like a battle.
Oh, you talking about Face Off?
Yeah, Face Off. There you go.
Yeah. So Face Off is not really a competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a way of networking, kind of get people all over the world to just hear everybody's music that's in the genre.
Oh, okay.
So Face Off is kind of one of those things like, say you did Christian music and I do Christian music and me and you have never heard of each other before, but the audience that we have brought to Face Off has heard our music.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like basically giving people a different platform.
Yeah, cross promotions.
For sure, cross promotion, you know, and then advance the kingdom, you know what I mean? Because somebody may have some worship music and, you know, he might go into worship mode on that bad boy. And then you may have some people who, you know, like myself, who got that fire, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you Jesus through an up-tempo beat, you know what I mean? You don't even know I just preached to you in about 2 minutes.
Hey, that's right. That's right. Give it to him, man. You never know, man, where people are when when I've heard, we had a guy on the show that said that he was in his car, man, and I think he was running from the police or the law, and he heard an artist's song, and it saved him. Now he's one of the top gospel artists out there in the independent label. Yeah, independent circuit. Yeah. You never know how it reach people. All right, look, this is what we're going to do, JCain. We have 2 of your songs, Good Time and Only. We got enough time to play one song and finish out the show with you. What would you like for us to play?
I don't even remember the songs that you got. What about you got Dangerous?
No, he just gave us Good Time and Own Lane. That's what we hear right now.
Own Lane.
Mm-hmm.
I like Good Time.
Okay.
Bump that Good Time.
All right, let's rock that then. All right, everybody, you're listening to Maryland Gospel Live, WKHS 90.5 FM on Positive Power WXI. Here we go. Good Time by JCain.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
I just wanna have a good time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just wanna have a good time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just living my life. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just living my life. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just wanna have a good time. Chilling with the fam, showing them life is much more than having an open hand. Taking trips cause I got it, making them spoil rotten. Teach my daughters to treat themselves like a Maserati. Teach my sons to be kings, have a wife that's bout it. To show life, go and live it, and make sure Christ is all in it. He's coming back for a church without a spot of blemish, making sure you are living and moving in God's image. Nothing more, nothing less, gotta move with finesse. Give him honor, give him glory until your very last breath. Nothing more, nothing less, gotta move with finesse. Give him honor, give him glory until your very last breath. I just wanna have a good time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just wanna have a good time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just living my life. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just living my life. Whoa. I just wanna have everything I couldn't do as a kid, I'm doing it now. My son told me he loves me and that I make him proud. That's motivation for me to keep pressing towards the mark and never get complacent and always keep me a spark. That's my world, man, I swear it is. Right before I leave the house, I give him a kiss and then I go handle biz, making sure I'm the perfect example for him to be like. Teach them how to endure, stay strong and fight this good fight. Life is what you make it. I know it sounds cliche, but I'm living proof from being broke to having a payday. Life is what you make it. I know it sounds cliche, but I'm living proof from being broke to having a payday. I just wanna have a good time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just wanna have a good time. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just living my life. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm just living my life. Whoa. I just wanna have a good time.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
All right, that was JCain. Good time, love that one. Appreciate everybody inboxing us. They just said they just saw Who I Am America. Just aired in Atlanta on the Earth Channel as well as the Xfinity Comcast Network. With Pastor Kevin Wayne Johnson. Yes, that was a very, very powerful story. He told us how he grew up in a Confederate state of Virginia and what it was like growing up, as a young black male. So you can catch that series again. It's airing again on Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can catch it again at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we enjoy doing that piece. And maybe we get JCain to do a series with us on Who I Am America. All right. So, Jay, you've been an interesting story, man. We actually up for two awards in New York for that television series. This is a series where black men have an opportunity to tell their own story, what it was like growing up in America and telling, and sharing where they are today. because, a lot of time America don't understand, what we went through, some of the barriers, not growing up without, a dad in the home or mom not quite there, the struggles, but yet you still made it through with the help of God. So it's just like a testimony, your journey. Amen. So we make that happen. Amen. All right, brother. So that was a powerful piece, man. I picture myself riding in the Jeep with the top down, man, just popping them subs. Woo. Man, that's a nice one, man. Tell us about that track, man, real quick. We got 5 more minutes for this FM broadcast. Amen.
Yeah, man. So Good Time, man, is a song that I wrote because I was just feeling down, man. I was going through some things, and I looked over to my son, and and I really believe God uses children, man. And my son was like, "I love you, Daddy," and I was like, "Man, I love you too," And he was like, "You make me proud, Daddy," and I'm like, "I make you proud. You make me proud." You know what I mean? And it was a really emotional moment for me, and I'm like, "Dang, man, I just want to have a good time, man. That's all I want to do."
Yeah.
And I wrote that song, man, and everything about that song came straight from the heart, man. It was about my kids, man. It was about just living life, man, and not getting caught up in the things in which you can't change, but focus on the things that you can change, and focus on the things that you can have, joy in Christ Jesus, man.
Yeah.
And that's where that song really just came from, man. That bad boy came straight from the heart, man.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. I could see you out there on the stage performing that at a summertime festival, man. People feeling good about that one, Yeah.
Yeah. They can catch all of my music and stuff on YouTube. JCain Mission on YouTube. They can catch all of my music on Spotify, iTunes, the Google Play Store, Amazon Music, wherever you can get music, they can find all of my music there.
Yeah. So that's Cain with a C, CAIN.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, because there's so many ways you can spell Cain. It's unbelievable. How many ways they could be? Yeah. All right, we appreciate that, brother. Man, we really enjoyed this interview with you, man. Glad that you and your family was able to put. So how's your mom doing right now, man? Just quick update on her.
Mom is good, man. Mom is good. She lost her husband in November due to cancer.
Oh wow! Sorry to hear that.
And then she got diagnosed with breast cancer.
Oh man!
And then I just told her, I was like, "Look, Mama, you finna walk in your healing, man. God is definitely he put you through a test right now, and you claim your healing and you receive your healing, man." And I actually just left from over there. She's doing phenomenal, man. I mean, she's almost doing too good because she's like, "Jared, take me up to Minnesota. Take me up to, we going to take a trip to Vegas." I'm like, "Mama."
She's having a good time.
Yeah,
that's
man,
right. So she's in.
Man, and I love that woman.
So where is she now? She's still in Tennessee?
No, she here in Milwaukee.
Oh, she's in Milwaukee. Okay. Yeah,
she here in Milwaukee.
All right. Matter of fact, a good friend of mine just did a movie. I think Cuba Gooding Jr.'s in that movie, if I'm not mistaken. They filmed it under independent label. Woman out of California from Milwaukee did a piece, did a film, full feature film.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it's playing at. If it's on Amazon Prime, I have to check with him. Yeah, appreciate you sharing that news with your mom. Everybody can keep the JCain and his family in prayer. Because we need it, man. Prayer changes things. Everybody you gotta bring those hands close to the heart. I've been learning so much on Clubhouse. People who, they tell you how they were able to find their success through their prayers and their time with God, through meditation and some of the techniques that they use. That a lot of us got away from. You go to church and everybody. I think it's like a 20-second prayer and everybody out of there. Pastor don't lay hands on nobody no more. You don't show the miracles of God. You don't see nothing but the plate being passed around. But you putting something in it. Ain't enough like he giving you a gift. But everybody find out more about God. Go out there to pray.com. They got some powerful Bible storytellers on that show. You're gonna need it, y'all. We under COVID's not the end. It's not the only thing you're gonna see. We're expecting to see a whole lot of locusts here in the Maryland area. What I'm hearing, a whole bunch of eggs gonna be being hatched. So we're not done yet seeing what's going on, but we need God, y'all. You know, that's our daddy. Just call on him. But it comes from the heart. Got to come from the heart. All right, JCain, man, we appreciate having you here, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. Glad to be here, man.
Yeah, I was glad to hear your journey, man, and that you have a family, full-fledged family, and you're serving God through your music. And keep it going, man, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. This is Jarrat Live Worldwide. We're going out on own lanes. We got 40 seconds left.
On lane, man, we saying it. On lane, we saying it. On lane, man, we saying it. On lane, you know it, Man, this flow's so hot that it's melting ice. All in all, this is not an auction, ain't no asking price. I mean, he paid it with his life. Marvelous, let him take you higher, hop up on his plane, but don't